The story of Room 1046, known as the Roland Owen case, is one of the most mysterious criminal puzzles in Kansas City's history, and its details still baffle to this day. On January 2, 1935, a well-dressed young man in his early 20s entered the President Hotel, polite and reserved, and registered his name. In the register, Roland T. Owen told the reception staff that he was coming from Los Angeles. He requested a room for one night and was given the key to room 1046. From the very first moments, hotel staff noticed something strange. The young man had almost no luggage. Just a small bag and a toothbrush, as if his trip was short, or he did not intend to stay long. He went up to his room, and from there, a series of events began that would turn into a real mystery. The next day, a hotel maid entered to tidy the room. She found Owen sitting in the dark, the curtains were drawn, and the lights were off. He seemed tense, but acted politely, and asked her to leave the door ajar because he was waiting for a friend. The maid also noticed a note that read, "I will be back in 15 minutes. Who was Don? No one knows. As time passed, visits to the room became more frequent. Each time, there was something concerning. Owen seemed scared, watching the door, and sometimes talking to people the staff could not clearly see. On one occasion, a fight was heard, but no one intervened immediately. On the evening of January 4th, a telephone operator noticed that the receiver in the room had been off the hook for a long time. One of the staff was sent to check and found the door locked, and when he finally entered, the shock was that Roland Owen was found lying on the floor, nearly naked, his body covered in bruises and stab wounds. Some of his injuries appeared to be the result of severe torture, yet he was still alive, breathing with difficulty. He was quickly taken to the hospital, where doctors asked him who had done this to him. He calmly replied, "No one did anything to me. I fell in the bathtub, but his injuries could not have been caused by a fall." A few hours later, on January 5th, 1935, he passed away, taking the truth with him. The police began investigating to discover that almost everything about this young man was fake. The name Roland Owen was not real. The address he left did not exist, and no one from his family came forward to identify him. Even his fingerprints did not match any records. He was buried in a modest funeral, and the case nearly faded into obscurity until something happened that reignited the mystery. After a while, the funeral director received money from an unknown source to cover the costs, along with a card that read, "Love forever, Louise." Who is Louise? No one knows. Years later, a woman came forward claiming that his picture resembled a relative of hers named Artemis O'Shaughnessy. But even this lead did not fully solve the mystery. Questions remained unanswered. Who was the young man really? Who tortured him? And who paid for his burial? Room 1046 has turned into a true legend passed down among those interested in mysterious crimes. Because it is a rare example of a case filled with witnesses and events, yet still without answers.